Dogs are scavengers. Dogs are designed to eat when food is available based on how they typically are in nature. So you want a dog that's hungry. You want a dog that's eating all of their food. So get that under control first and foremost. Now this progresses to obviously using food in training. So once you have that under control, you have your dog at a healthy weight, you have your dog eating 1 or 2 times a day, they eat everything in the bowl, they're motivated for it, and you know exactly what that amount is, then you can do one of 2 things. One, you've already established food drive. That food drive should carry over into all the other things you're doing. I've rarely ever met a dog that their daily kibble was not enough on its own in order to properly reinforce a dog for things. But you've got to obviously make sure you're playing this balancing game. If you have a dog that eats 4 cups in total a day and you want a cup worth of kibble to use in your training, then feed the dog 3 cups a day in their actual bowl and then save that cup for when you're doing your training exercises. From there, if you want to use high value treats, the biggest thing is you got to make sure that you are basically counting the calories of what's in those. You don't realize how many calories are in like a freaking milk bone, one of those milk bones that's like this much. Some of those are like the equivalent of almost a cup of dog food per day. And you've got to make sure that you're factoring that in if you're going to be using those things in training to make sure that you're not overfeeding the dog. There's not many circumstances I use like a really, really high value treat, because as balanced dog trainers, I'm not solely contingent on getting my dog to do something only because they want the treat. It's not like when you go to a lot of these force-free trainers and they recommend, oh, if your dog's really reactive and the kibble doesn't work, and then the little training treats don't work, and then the bigger training treat doesn't work, then you start switching to like freaking steak and cooked chicken and things like that, which sounds ridiculous, but it's something that people talk about literally all the time that they experience with their dogs. We don't rely on that because we put ourselves in a position where we can get the dog to do it whether they want the reward or not. So the reward is not a bribe, it's just a reward on the back end. So we don't need something that's that high of value.